My name is Hidde Bruinsma and you're listening to my conversation with Suzanne van der Klip recorded during Legal Geek Europe. Suzanne is a legal innovation lawyer. She advises both legal teams and clients on how to leverage cutting-edge technology like GenAI for their legal practice. Today we will talk about buying or building technology, what you could learn from building, and how lawyers can prepare for the future with AI. Suzanne, welcome.
Thank you
for being here and making time to be in the show.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me, Hidde.
You already had your talk at Legal Geek. We are now around lunchtime, a bit after lunchtime. You had your talk, I think, a bit in the morning.
I did.
How did it go?
It was actually so much fun to do.
Yeah?
At first, I'm like, but I have so much more to say than I can fit into this slot.
8 minutes.
Yeah, so I had to really curate myself. So that was good. But it was a really wonderful crowd. Always great crowd at Legal Geek.
So what was the core message of your talk? What was the lesson for the audience of Legal Geek?
I think what I was trying to bring across was how, as an innovation team, if you're either at a law firm or you're in-house, how you can really have an impact. And sort of just wanted to make it practical. Sometimes I go to these conferences and then someone sits next to me and says, I just want someone to tell me what to do. So on that note,
give me some lessons, give me some practical steps.
Make it practical, right? So that's what I tried to do. Again, it's hard to do that.
It was really also about AI for legal teams and how they can implement AI in the right way. It's something you also did a lot, I think, in your work and how you help law firms and law teams. And one of the more interesting things that I'm seeing in the market is the buy, build, or a mix between buy and build. So it's maybe good to explain it for the listeners. You can buy an AI solution for your law firm, but you can also say, no, we built an AI solution from zero and then we're going to implement it. Or you have a mix where you buy a solution and then you build some stuff, some customized things inside of that solution. And what is your view in this whole discussion of buying, building, or mixing it up?
Well, this is a really great question because so I have done both. We bought a couple of the tools, and a number of them have been, amazing and real catalysts for change. But what's also quite amazing is if you get the opportunity to build something, because there is a level of knowledge that you can only get when you've sort of tried to do it yourself. I thought it was wonderful to be able to help with the team that was creating a contracting and drafting and negotiating tool, Contract Matrix. And just the fact that a firm would say, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We know contracts and we're actually going to do this ourselves is so wonderfully inspiring, because I don't think a lot of law firms have that kind of super pro innovation mindset. And so that was amazing. And it really does teach you in a sort of almost like molecular way how that works. And you get so much more input and experience from these tools and how they work if you have been able to sort of, be part in some way of a build process.
But building is expensive.
Yes.
I think it's more expensive than buying, also because you will make a lot of mistakes.
I was about to say.
You will learn from those mistakes, and maybe you will even learn on your own work as a lawyer, because you will, you will analyze your work, you will see where can I use this tool. Oh, hey, I'm doing this thing all the time. That's maybe a bit strange. Maybe I should change it and make my work process more efficient. But it's quite an investment to make as a law firm to say, we're going to build a system from zero, and we don't know if this is going to succeed, and we also don't know if we eventually are going to use it.
Absolutely. So 2 things. I've also been on a lot of projects where we've just taken sort of the tech that we already have and then sort of stack it in a way that gives you a really new outcome. And those can sometimes be the most impact. And what I love about those is it doesn't cost a huge amount of investment. You just have to have 1 or 2 snazzy people on your team that are able to do this, and bless them.
Want to spend the time.
Bless them, yes.
Yeah.
So that is sometimes amazing because you can do it at a way that is low cost and creative. It's just bringing together things in a clever way, tech stacking it. But of course, you're absolutely right. The bigger builds, and I'm extremely grateful that I was able to sort of be a part of that whole dynamic, but I wouldn't recommend it to anybody because I was very happy not to know what that cost. And you were absolutely right. I think that building something is not to be underestimated, and it's not to be done on a whim. It really has to be something that you already know will scale and can be of strategic value, not just to your firm, but, like we did with Contract Matrix, is that we also thought about, which is, even almost more inspiring for a law firm to do, which is to be able to license it out to clients as a software as a service.
You have a new business model.
It's almost like being a tech company within a law firm and having your investor, being in your investor. So,
well, it's interesting because I had a very nice conversation with the head of global AI of Simmons & Simmons.
Oh, right, they made something.
And he told me two things. First thing is every law firm is going to be a tech company in 10 years. The second thing, they built their own AI system called Percy, and they built it from zero. And he was like, we spent a lot of time, we spent a lot of money, but all our lawyers were involved from day one, day one. And now they can work perfectly with the system. And their work is faster, their work is better, they're more efficient. And of course we spend a lot of money on it, but in the long term, we will definitely make that money back because everyone was involved by building that system from day one. And he said, if you buy a system, then people need to step quite high.
Yeah.
To know how to work with this system and to know how to understand everything. And it's a way higher threshold to then use it in a properly way than if you build your own system. Of course, this is a big law firm, they have money, they can do this, they can take these kind of risks. But it was very interesting for me to hear it from his perspective.
I think the Simmons story is, and with Percy, they did that. I think it's really impressive. And just to have that sort of courage and audacity speaks to me. And I think the comment you started with, every law firm is in essence going to be a tech company. Yes. Or, but there's also a whole new industry of, you've got the big law as we know it. And now I think we're going to get a new segment, which is the big law tech companies, and we're already seeing it with some of the big platforms. And it's going to be really interesting to see how that dynamic plays out between them. In my own personal view, I'm a big proponent of the collaborative, working together as a tech firm that is serving law firms and in-house legal teams. I'm also really interested in the collaboration between law firms and the legal teams of their clients that they're serving. And I think that I'm just so interested in how this is going to play out in the next few years. And it's already become, I've been in legal practice for a really long time. And the fact that things are now just changing in this incredibly new and exciting way is so great to see. And it's wonderful to see how the law firms, the in-house counsels, and the tech companies are all responding to this new era.
Yeah, they're all diving into it, and they're working very hard to make sure that it works. We talked about building. You can also buy. You can also buy solutions. We're at Legal Geek. There are a lot of vendors here.
Awesome.
You can buy everything. AI tools. You can buy contracting, drafting, etc. You have tools who say we are like a Swiss Army knife, and we offer everything. You just joined Legora. Legora is one of the tools.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's
still independent.
But
I will.
You will join Legora. Legora is it's more a platform. And then you also have other vendors who say, we are very, very good at legal research. So you need our tool for legal research. Do you envision a future where law firms will have one more general tool and then say 4 or 5 really specialized tools for certain things they are doing a lot in their work?
Yeah, I think for any law firm, but also for an in-house team, you have to be really strategic about this choices that you're making when you're buying. I think the ad hoc decisions can be fun, but I don't think they scale. And I don't think they create a lasting strategy. I think it's extremely important that you distinguish carefully, and sometimes I still notice that there's actually some confusion between the two, right? There are the platforms that are offering an incredible amount of functionality, and then you also have sort of the specialist tools that are plug and play and extremely good at doing one specific thing. And so the first question I would say, you have to first focus on what's your use case? What are the things that you are losing time on? What are the things that you're writing time off on? And what are the things that your users are struggling with the most?
Having insights in your day-to-day work and like a broader view of the whole law firm.
Absolutely. And then I think from my own personal thought, it makes incredible sense. And also, let's be honest, there's also pressure from clients, and rightly so, on the law firms to say, guys, we have AI. I don't want to be billing for all this manual, repetitive human work. So very correctly, clients are calling law firms out on it. So there is a pressure to do something. But so if you feel that pressure, and there's, of course, it is harder to get huge, big, splashy results and savings from AI from a single point solution. And it is easier to sort of give the crowd pleaser platforms where not just the transactional teams, but also the litigation teams are able to use those tools to really create important value impact and time-saving impact that the clients are asking for.
But do you think it works for lawyers, if you look at the work of lawyers, to switch all the time between different tools? Because now we're switching between Word, we're switching between Outlook, we're doing our research online. I don't know, you have a few tools you're switching. And I always hear people, lawyers, like, I need to switch between tools all the time, and I also have my AI tools, and I have 2 more tools, and I need to know how to work with them. For me, it feels a bit like a high threshold then to know how to work with all those tools. Also, from an education standpoint within a law firm, that you need to teach everyone how to work with these tools. I have the feeling that it's not so easy to make that work.
Hidde, it's like you are looking at my brain right now. So I have been, an innovation lead for a long time. And the most asked question that I would get is, hey, Suzanne, can you remind me, do we have a tool for this? Because they've forgotten. And I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh, and how do I log on and find this thing? And and I know as an innovation lead how much time it takes to really upskill the whole organization for every new tool that you acquire and roll out. And so in my mind, the perfect world is the platform, because to be fair, the platform becomes, and we have worked, at my old law firm, we worked with one platform for a really long time. And that platform just became like their second Microsoft Word, right? That place where lawyers feel comfortable and happy.
They feel safe.
Yes, they feel safe. Don't bring them to Excel. But Microsoft Word and the legal AI platform, those are the 2 places that they are constantly navigating between. When you have the platform that is able to tool call to the specific single point solutions. And this was one of the reasons that I was so enamored with Legora, one of the many reasons, and why, I was driven to because I really see that vision. And Legora is already doing that, for example, with translations. They know you don't want to go to some separate clunky translation tool that you've lost the logins for. So in Legora, you can just do it, and without you knowing as a user, the Legora tech will send all translations to DeepL, an excellent translation tool, and give you the feedback. And you, as the user, you just want one place. So in my, vision, it would be, and it's obviously different hardware, software discussion, but you would have almost like the platform being like the Apple or, the
one-stop shop.
Yeah, exactly. That's the place, or the Android. That's where you go. And through them, you go and get all your, choose your own adventure apps. But you don't need a separate phone and clunkiness and thing for every, different tool. So I'm really interested in where tool calling goes. And I see a huge amount of potential there for the platforms that really go in that direction.
Let's close with something where some lawyers are afraid of, and it's that they will be replaced by AI. That AI will take a lot of their work, that AI will take away the work of young lawyers, people who come from university. They do maybe the more simple tasks. Those tasks will be done by AI. How can you build some experience as a young lawyer? What is your view on, like, I mean, it's super hard and we cannot look into the future, but things will change.
Like with many things, I have thoughts but not the answers here. But some of so in the beginning, I would very comfortably say AI won't take your job, but somebody using AI will take it. I don't think I can actually say that anymore. I mean, I just, build a workflow in one of the legal AI platforms. I wonderfully got a test account for Legora, and it's like a kid in a candy store for me. And I built something that was really, I didn't think the AI would be able to do, right? And these workflow builders are amazing. You take these repetitive things that you're always doing, and you can just build like several different steps of analysis, and I saw the results. And this is something that I've been teaching junior lawyers at my old law firm for years. And it's hard to grasp this. It's hard for humans to grasp this well. And yet the AI, I spent about maybe 40 minutes building this thing, and the AI came back and it just gave me the perfect analysis. And I tried like several different scenarios, and I was just like, I pushed my chair back from my desk and I was like, what does this even mean for the legal industry? I was on the one hand giddy that that this was even possible, that I was living in a time where technology is able to do this. I mean, it's just, we sometimes forget how freaking amazing it is.
And how fast it goes.
How fast it goes. I mean, even in the last year, the upskill of the tech we've been seeing is just flabbergasting. So I'm stunned, amazed, and thrilled. And on the other hand, there is a little bit of trepidation where I'm like, I built, at one point at my law firm, the whole ecosystem for training our young lawyers because I love the young talent coming into law firms. I would do anything to support them on this not always easy journey that they're about to embark on. And I worry about what does this mean for them? And I worry about how would we then now train them in a way with this technology that is still going to sort of, help them on this journey that they're on and that they're just starting on. I don't always have the answers. I do have thoughts and worries. And very, very exciting feelings about the tech itself.
Thank you. Thank you for your time in this conversation.
It was wonderful.
And I hope you enjoy the rest of Legal Geek.
I definitely will.
Thank you.
It's Legal Geek. What's not to love? Thanks so much.